You're going to attempt to bring the miter saw up to the second story so we can cut all the 2x4s up there.
This is a bad idea. I don't like this. It's time to start on the next phase of building out our apartment, which is framing all of our walls.
So one of the benefits of a post frame is that it's a really quick way to get a building shell up. One of the downsides is that there's no place on the inside to hang drywall or interior finish. So to build out the interior, you end up kind of having to frame an entire second wall inside the building.
We've also never framed a wall before.
That's true. We've never framed a wall before. So this long interior wall on this side is easy. It's traditional, traditional stick framing, but the framing that goes inside the walls on the exterior walls is going to be a little different.
And we're gonna get a little creative. Our goals are to maximize interior space, use materials in an efficient way, and get it done.
The interior wall framing that we're doing now has no structure to this building. It's just there to support the drywall and to support whatever other furniture or cabinets or whatever else goes on the inside.
Let's get to it.
So now we've got a perfectly straight line cut along the edge of our subfloor. It's time to frame up this wall. Due to my very careful and clever planning, we don't have to cut any of these studs. And by that I mean it's a total coincidence.
That was too easy.
That was very easy.
We have a wall. A wall for our wall.
Hey, we're gonna take a short break from working on the truck to tell you about today's video sponsor. Ronin Factory is an online store where every dollar you spend enters you to win a custom Ford Raptor. With each Ford Raptor giveaway, they partner with an amazing charity and have raised over $2.5 million in the last 2 years. And this time, they're giving away a 2020 wide-body satin black Ford Raptor. It has awesome upgrades like Baja Designs lights, 40-inch Toyo tires, Method wheels, and more. Combine those with the Icon suspension and it's the perfect vehicle for taking you on an epic adventure.
Your current giveaway is benefiting an amazing organization. Freedom Service Dogs is a nonprofit that rescues dogs from shelters and trains them to assist individuals with disabilities. I love that Freedom Service Dogs is changing not only a human's life, but also the dog they rescue. Boone and Bailey are both rescues, and a fun fact, Boone's name used to be Bumblebee. We promptly changed his name to a road that leads to one of our favorite off-road destinations in California. Can you guess what it is? Ronin Factory store is stocked with clothing, truck accessories, and other awesome gear.
Time is running out. The current giveaway ends October 3rd.
Head to the link below to start shopping.
And make sure to use the code AMBITIONSTRIKES at checkout to receive 10% off your order. So we worked by flashlight last night and got 2 of our walls framed.
Heck yeah!
We're gonna bust the other 2 out today, and I don't know. Then it's time to figure out the next step on this apartment. We are going to attempt to bring the miter saw up to the second story so we can cut all the 2x4s up there.
This is a bad idea! I don't like this!
Okay, now hold on. No problem.
Don't try that at home!
The subfloor overhangs this floor joist by just a bit and is preventing our toe plate from being able to go in the right spot. So I need to trim just a little bit off the subfloor. Okay, close enough. There are varying degrees of close enough. We framed up the first wall with a single toe plate and then started doing some measuring and realized that our drywall is not going to quite reach far enough to catch that bottom edge. So we decided just to stack 2 toe plates on top of each other to give the bottom row of screws in the drywall a place to grab.
How did you just protect your ears?
Like that, because I'm already pretty deaf in that ear. It would have been much easier to frame this wall on the ground and tip it up into place just like you saw us do on the first one. But with this giant stack of lumber in the way, that just wasn't gonna work. And we didn't want to move all the lumber because it's gonna be in our way again on the next wall. So we're just gonna struggle through this one and it's gonna be fine.
I blew it. I literally blew it! Trick breaker. The air compressor was on and I wasn't paying attention.
We call this the tricycle ladder because only 3 feet are on the ground.
Try like Casey.
Thank you. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum.
The frustrating wall has been framed.
Now it's time to move on to this first interior wall that goes between our apartment and our shop. I think this is gonna be a fun one.
He's saying that because it's gonna be a lot easier. I know for a fact that I jinxed it. Hold on, Riley's trying to figure out how to tie a square knot.
I still think I tied a granny knot. Tell you what, it's not gonna slip. Had high hopes of just framing the wall on the ground, tipping the whole thing up, but we realized that with the trusses above and the floor below, there's no way for us to tip it up. There's not enough room. So we're gonna have to frame it in place and keep toenailing just like we've done the rest of the walls. But with Courtney cutting and me nailing, it actually goes pretty fast, so I don't really think that it would have saved us time to frame them on the ground. It would have just been easier and it would have been fun to stand up a wall all at once.
But our friend Bob's been feeling a little left out, so let's do this. One rule. What's the rule?
Don't fall. Everything I touch now has glue on it. We somehow managed to get glue.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We?
I somehow managed to get glue on the air hose, on the impact gun, on the hammer, on the 2x4s, on the saw. Like everything has glue on it.
With the double toe plate, we're putting adhesive in between the two. And Riley is also putting adhesive on everything else.
What a mess. We were feeling really good about our progress. We got about 2/3 of this wall framed when I looked down it and just noticed that it was not even close to straight. Pull the string and we had studs all over the place. We've already removed the 2 worst ones and that's made things a lot better. But basically the problem is that the 2x4s we're dealing with are not very straight and we're trying to make things work, but we weren't being careful enough. There are about 2 or 3 more that I'm going to remove and then we're gonna have to pick through this pile, find the straightest ones and try to make them work. We have about 7 or 8 to replace and then to finish framing our wall. I think we're just gonna go through this entire stack, find the straightest ones, put them off to the side. Luckily, I way overestimated the number of 2x4s we needed, so now we're gonna pick through the stack and find the straightest ones to finish up this wall.
We decided that building with boomerangs was not a good idea, so we made it to Home Depot 4 minutes before they closed, and they stayed open for us, and then they didn't have any 2x4s, and they had to forklift them down, and then they turned the lights off on us.
But we have enough 2x4s to finish our project tomorrow, and that's awesome. So thank you, Home Depot, for staying open late.
Then we got distracted and we also bought pocket doors, and we have to figure out how to get all of this in the camper because we drove the camper.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Last night was pretty frustrating.
But we went to town and got some straighter studs, and I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about today.
The new studs make the old studs look comical. So hopefully this goes better today.
With all the material shortages and lumber going crazy, it's just been difficult sourcing good materials.
I think we're gonna be on a better foot today, and we are excited to get the rest of these walls framed up. You can go sideways with it, I can grab it. There we go. Good job.
Awesome.
We are probably doing my simultaneous least and most favorite part of a project, which is finalizing the floor plan. It's my least favorite because it's really overwhelming, kind of stressful, and I don't want to mess it up. But it's also one of my favorite parts because that means we're about to make some huge progress on this and start building out the interior.
The smaller the space, the more important this becomes to make sure we're maximizing it. So like in the camper, we literally had to CAD design every square inch 3-dimensionally. At least in this space, we're pretty much just working on a 2D floor plan.
This is the biggest space we've ever designed because we've done our shipping container house and we've done our camper. And we've done remodels, but remodels are totally different because someone else already figured it out and messed it all up, and you go, oh yeah, we just need to do this now. Something that I really like to do is model everything in IKEA's software. We'll probably end up doing an IKEA kitchen and an IKEA bathroom, but even if we don't, it's such a great way to visualize the space and how well standard size items fit. Sometimes I wonder why I can't find a tape measure, and then I turn around to this.
Things are getting serious over here.
When I first saw her, a black cat crossed my trail.
Time to frame our first interior wall to define the bathroom. There's nothing worse than going to install kitchen cabinets and having a corner that is not square. So we made sure that this bathroom wall is square to the exterior wall so that our kitchen will also be square. Totally forgot about that part. Either the whole wall needs to be spaced out that way by the width of this truss carrier, or I need to cut this stud and slide the whole wall in. I'm running out of room. I'm not tall enough. Nope, I got it. I'm kind of just making this method up right now But my thinking is that this 2x6 on the top is gonna really stiffen this wall up and give us a place to nail the drywall and the ceiling up to.
Place your bets. Does the door fit? Wow!
That's a good sign.
I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the bathroom. Do you want to go in the kitchen?
Are there snacks in here? Ooh, those are loud.
Yeah. We have an apartment. The framing went really well. It was really fun working together. We were a really good team for it, and it happened in like a day and a half.
We left this section right behind us open. That's gonna allow us to lift the drywall and insulation and some other heavy materials up into here with the excavator before we finish closing it off. Courtney, can you give us a quick tour of the apartment?
You guys have been asking a little bit about the layout of our apartment, and so now that we've got some walls up, I think it'll make a lot more sense, and we're gonna walk you through it. So right now we are standing in the living room. This is a sliding glass door that's going to go out onto a massive deck that'll probably be happening next summer. Couch, we're gonna be doing a wood burning stove in this corner. Then you're gonna walk into the kitchen. We're gonna be doing a U-shaped kitchen. Sink, it'll have a peninsula with bar seating on the other side, and then this side is gonna be a massive built-in with the fridge and oven. Then, this is a pocket door. I have a love-hate relationship with pocket doors. Sometimes they can be cumbersome to use, but they are amazing in small spaces, and so we're gonna be doing pocket doors for both of our doorways. This is the bathroom, toilet, shower, and then this side is gonna be a really good-sized vanity, and then a full height cabinet that we'll use as a linen closet, through another pocket door into the bedroom. And this bedroom is way bigger than the bedroom in our shipping container house, which we are very excited about. Ample room for a king size bed, a really big built-in wardrobe here, and then for now, this is a doorway. We're gonna add a staircase, and this will be how we get in and out of the apartment until we have the deck. Then we'll have a staircase outside, and then Riley gets to choose whether or not he wants a fire pole or a rope ladder for quick access to the shop. Our shipping container house was 275 square feet. This is gonna be 480 square feet, so I'm very excited to have a little more square footage and especially a little more width. It's time to move on to the next step, plumbing and electrical, so that we can get our walls done, so that we can get our insulation in, so that I can get to drywalling. Thanks again for following along, you guys. We appreciate it so much. The easiest way for you to support our channel is just to hit that like button, subscribe, and come along for the ride.
Thanks, and we'll see you on the next episode. No, dogs, this is not your dinner. No, dogs, this is not your dinner. I spilled the moldy old super bargain bread that Courtney bought all over the ground. It was $1.
Wait, it wasn't moldy when I bought it.
Not moldy when Courtney bought it. 2 days later, it's now moldy. It was a super bargain. We had to buy it. It's now useless. We have some invaders.
He hasn't noticed.